How's it going there, YouTube? This is Quinn, that snazzy iPhone guy, and this is the video review of the Wicked Audio Reverb. Now, these headphones retail for $19.99 from wickedaudio.com or Empire Brands, Inc. Now, Empire Brands is kind of unusual because they're a company, but they make a lot of different headphones. And within that, they make a lot of different subsidized headphone brands. So, it's like Sony and their TV line. You'll find the Bravia, and there's several different models or lines, and they go under different companies. But Empire Brands, the parent company, is actually based in Linden, Utah, which isn't too far away from where I live, so that's cool. Anyway, let's get into these headphones. They're $20, which is obviously very cheap for a pair of headphones. So you can't go in expecting a whole lot, and if you can get past a few what I would consider to be large problems, you'll be probably pretty pleasantly surprised with the audio, but we'll get into that in a minute. You're going to find the headphones themselves, obviously. You're going to find a little literature, kind of how to use these and to maintain them down in the bottom. It's stupid. You don't need to read it. You're going to find this 3.5 millimeter to 1/4 inch adapter. Again, I don't know why you would want that, especially since they're $20. It's not like you're going to go and record in studio with them. So why those are there and why they exist, I couldn't tell you, but that is included. You're also going to get a 4-foot extension, a 6-foot extension cable, and then there's a 4-foot cable on the headphones. So 6 plus 4, as far as I think, is 10. So you're going to get 10 feet of cable footage, which is nice because that's more than usual. Now, the cans themselves are full plastic construction, which again is not something that is to be desired, but that being said, $20, you can't expect a whole lot. They have these graphics on there. They look great. They're a glossy finish. They don't pick up a lot of fingerprints. There are holes here, but they're still a closed design, which I don't really understand because there are a bunch of, these are actually just for design, but these are actually perforations in the plastic. That being said, though, I mean, they don't leak much at all, so people aren't going to hear what you're listening to, which is nice. As we move up, we see that the cup here oscillates, which is pretty cool. You're going to move up the band, and we have the Wicked Audio logo, of course. These retract and detach as any headphone would. They don't stay in place very well, so you might have to adjust them every time you put them on. And then, pretty basic system. These are padded. They're not leather. They're faux leather, but they're nice. They feel good, and you can put them on without too much irritation. There is a cable coming out of both cups. I really don't like that, but again, $20, you can't expect a whole lot. Now, the build quality is by far the biggest issue with these headphones. Now, you may be asking, well, why? What's wrong with them? Since I've had these, the headphone cup has popped off from the band probably 10 times, and I've had these for about 2 weeks. Now, it's not a big deal. You pop it back in, but the build quality is pretty shoddy. I mean, things just feel like they're gonna break the minute you take them out of the package, which is really kind of disappointing. I know they're only $20, but you should expect a little bit more than that. When we move down the 4-foot cable, you'll find the yoke. There is no slider on these, which usually isn't that big a deal when you're not using in-ear headphone stuff, but that's not present. And then as we move down to the end here, we will find the adapter or the plug. It is recessed, so if you have an iPhone case on or something like that that has hard to access areas, it will fit in no problemo. So obviously, since these are headphones, we want to know how they sound. Now, for $20 headphones, I'm actually incredibly impressed. The bass is a very omnipresent. I mean, it's obviously the focus of these headphones, and you're going to get very bass-heavy stuff. That being said, the bass doesn't get muddled until you turn it up about 3/4 of the way, which doesn't sound like much, but these headphones get pretty loud. I mean, not as loud as most headphones out there, but considering the low power of which the drivers are probably running on, they put out a pretty decent amount of sound. The bass is tight. It sounds pretty good. You will notice a little bit of mufflage when there's lots of heavy bass, and there's also some trebles, so guitar solos with the bass going in the background, or drums. Drum solos where there's guitar in the background. You will notice a little tinniness in the upper range in the trebles, and then a little bit muddiness in the bass. The mids are, of course, the weak point, as they usually are in cheaper headphones of these headphones. And, it's not bad, but it's certainly not something that, is gorgeous to hear. When you have vocals, it often gets a little bit harsh, and you hear the vocals, but you don't necessarily hear the guitars in the background or the riffs that are done. And so you kind of get bass or treble. I guess it would be bass or treble, depending on the orientation, whatever. But you don't get a lot of middle ground, which is really something I like in headphones and audio. That's something that I really like, a flat EQ. And obviously, in $20 headphones, you can't expect a lot, which is why I'm not bashing on the Empire brand's headphones. But, you know, it's not a great frequency response, but, you know, it does put out what you would expect, and in fact, more for $20 headphones. So, all in all, let's consider the price. They're $20. I'm going to keep that in consideration, because if they were 50, if they were 80, if they were 100, I would be laughing at them. But they're $20. $20, you can't expect a whole lot. In $20, the build quality is almost disgusting. It's almost not passable. I mean, it is really poor, shoddy build quality. I was reading reviews on Amazon before this, and probably more than 50% of the people that had these headphones said that they had broken in the first 2 weeks or in the first month. I've had these for about 3 weeks. I've tested them pretty vigorously, and I do that to headphones on purpose because I do want to see durability. And none of the cups have gone out. You know, I'm not losing stereo audio, but the build quality in the band is something that isn't too fantastic. What compensates for the $20 cost is the sound. In the sound, you're going to get pretty decent sound. I mean, you're going to be looking at $40, $50 Sony headphones in order to match this sound. So that's something that I'm really impressed with Empire brands with. The sound for $20 is some of the best you can get out there in terms of over-ear headphones. So if you can get past the shoddy build quality, if they last you longer than 2 weeks, they're probably a pretty good investment, and I definitely look into them. So this is Quinn, that snazzy iPhone guy. Finally, a video under 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, not anymore, but thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, and comment. And as always, stay snazzy. See you later, folks.